Well, hello, hello, hello. I hope you all are having a super duper fantastic day out there today. Yes, it is Wednesday, and guess what time it is? Hey, I'm live at 5. 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 Come on inside of the StreamYard room. Listen. The topic today is speak your truth and move on. Put that in the chat. Speak your truth and move on. Hey, sissy, thank you so much for my red dress. I am so happy that you are here in time enough to get the song and to give me what I need. So listen, the topic today is all about speak your truth and move on. Put that in the chat. Speak your truth and move on. Now, I want you to be mindful. I didn't say speak your mind and move on. Okay, there's a difference. I said speak your truth and move on. But before we get into this conversation, let me go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Denise Merriweather. I am the CEO and founder of Queenpreneurs Jumpstart Program. It is the #1 training environment for women in the world looking to leverage their knowledge, ignite their passion, and build a highly profitable business. You do this by building your courage, your confidence, and your competence to accept, believe, and commit to what it is that God has called you to do. Yes, speak your truth and move on. So let's get into this conversation. And Sissy, I'm so happy that you're here. So I've been in in a mode of creation, right? I had an amazing opportunity to participate in a communication course this past weekend. Hey, people that's out there, definitely drop your name. Let me know that you're there. Put in the topic. The topic is speak your truth and move on. And so I've been in this space where I've been working on my communication, and I had shared this inside of my community that was something that I was working on. And I've been in a program for over 7 months, and I did an intensive this past weekend. And I want to share something with you. I want to share a story with you. So I'm in this space of actually speaking things into existence that I want to happen, right? Speak those things that be not as though they were. And I think back to this opportunity. Hi, Karen, how are you? I think back into this opportunity when I was at the Essence Music Festival with my sister, and she can attest to this. And there was just like this amazing opportunity of miracles and things, of speaking things into existence and speaking things that be not as though they were, like just super confident in what it was that I wanted to see and I wanted that experience to be like. I remember us being inside of our bed and breakfast, and we found out that Lisa Nichols was going to be on the program, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to see her. I know that she has something for me. And what wound up happening during that time is that I actually bumped into her out in the convention center, asked her if I could give her a hug, and later had a conversation with her and was invited to come to one of her conferences in California, right? That was just a miracle. That was something that was spoken into existence, that I knew she had something for me. And then God blew my mind. Put it in the chat. God can blow your mind. Put it in the chat. God can blow your mind. So while I'm in that space, right, still at the Essence Music Festival, I remember wanting to get in contact with Iyanla Vanzant's son, Damien. And we had worked together when I worked in radio. And this was after she wrote her book, Pieces from Broken Pieces. And she repaired her relationship with Oprah Winfrey. Like, she was back on the circuit. She may have even had Fix My Life. Maybe that had been like a couple of years old. This was in like 2013 when I was at the Essence Music Festival. And I saw Damien outside, and I called to him afar off. Like, I saw him and I was like, oh my God, that's Iyanla's son. Let me call him over here so I could talk to him about booking her for women's empowerment. So I called out to him and I said his name, and he put his hand up and he said, okay, hold on, wait a minute. And so my sister and I, we stood there for a little while, but it was hot, y'all. New Orleans hot. I just want y'all to know the heat is ridiculous. And I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to stand here too much longer. I'm going to go ahead and move on. Put it in the chat. Speak your truth and move on. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to stress. If it is meant for me to get her information, I will get her information. Let's go catch the bus so we could get to the convention center for the concerts, because we had concert tickets. So we enjoyed the concerts, and later on that night, we were standing in the trolley bus stop in order to get to our bed and breakfast where we were staying. The first trolley came, it was full, it passed us by. The second trolley came, it was full, it passed us by. And right before the third trolley came, guess who comes walking down the street in front of me? And when I say in front of me, I mean I could reach out and touch him. I might have even reached out and touched him. You know who it was? It was Iyanla's son that I had called his name and spoke his name earlier. And I said to him, Damon, I know you heard me call you today because that's my personality. Like, I know you heard me call your name today. And you told me you was coming back out that building and you didn't. And we just started to have a conversation about me booking her and who was her new agent. He gave me the information. I put his phone number in my phone. And then that was complete, right? Because remember, I had spoke, well, if it's meant for me to get her information, I will get it. And by the end of that night, I had it. Put this in the chat. Speak your truth and move on. Speak your truth and move on. And then just a couple of seconds later, my sister, along with somebody else that was on the trolley stop, was like, look, it seems as though you and God got a connection tonight. Can you please go ahead and ask him to send a trolley that has enough room for us to get on so we can get to our location before they stop running? And of course, the third one came and it was enough space for us to get on. Speak your truth and move on. Put it in the chat. So here is what I was present to. I was present that there was some things that I did to prepare myself in order for life to move and construct and for things to unfold the way that they did. And I want to give you three things that in a place that I want you to stand and create for yourself while you are creating this magnificent year where you have dreams and aspirations, whether it's a new career, whether it's building a business, whether it's being with the love of your life, whatever that thing is. Let me first tell you a couple of things that I did. Three steps. Number one, the first thing that I did before this trip was I was in a state of creation. So, meaning I visualized what I actually wanted to happen. Like, oh my God, this is going to be an amazing time. My sister and I will have fun. It's going to be the first trip I've taken since I had my second daughter. And we're just going to have an amazing time, right? Where we purchased our tickets last minute. It was definitely intuitive. It was like an intuitive trip. It was like a feel or intuition, a gut feeling to move forward on the things that I wanted to create it. And I mean, I'm telling you, it was in the moment. I would say a thing and a thing would show up, right? But I visualized and created with my what? Number two, speaking with my words. So I want you to visualize what it is that you want. And then I want you to speak it with your words to someone that you care about, to someone that you can trust, to someone that will stand with you in order to manifest and be with you when this thing show up. So number one is visualize, create it with your thoughts. The second thing I want you to do is to speak it. Speak it with your words because your words create your world. Your words create your world. Put it in the chat. Your words create your world. So whatever it is that you say, it can be no other way but that. You know how we hear the saying, if you believe that you can or you can't, it's true. If you believe that you can or you can't, it's true. And the reason why is because whatever it is that you say, whatever it is that you believe, you create that in word and action. And it's simultaneously. It's just like telling yourself that you're tired or you don't feel good. Do you know that there are actions that align with people that are tired? Do you know that there's actions that align with people that don't feel good? So as soon as you speak it, your body and everything falls into alignment with whatever it is that you created, whatever emotion you created, whatever state of mind that you created, whatever it is you spoke, your body will respond. The world will respond. People will respond. Because when you tell somebody you tired, or they be like, oh, okay, well, I called you back, or you might not want to go with me. Like it could have been an amazing opportunity there for you to go do something, be somewhere, meet somebody, network, go see a show, have an opportunity for a speaking engagement, a network engagement. And because you said you were tired, the person changed their mind. Hey, new Tiffany, the person changed their mind and they said, oh, never mind. I can't invite Deneen because she's tired. Or oh my goodness, I can't invite Tiffany because she says she doesn't feel good. So here are the things that's happening. And even though maybe seconds before you wanted to create something, maybe you even visualize something or somebody giving you something or showing up or wanting something, but because you told yourself that you were tired, the opportunity went away from you. It was like, oh, it's not time. You don't want it. You couldn't receive it. You wouldn't even be able to see it if it was right in front of your face. Do you get that? Okay, number three. The third thing that I did after I created and visualized the things that I wanted to show up during this trip, and I spoke it to my sister's ears and to whoever else was listening, right? I released it. Put it in the chat, release it. Put it in the chat, release it. Now, here was the thing about releasing it. Remember how I told you I called out to Damon and he said, I'll be back. right? And he didn't, come back. Now he could have got caught up, whatever. I'm not making the story. For whatever reason, he did not come back, but he did not come back. And we waited a couple of minutes. Like, it was a while. It wasn't like 2 minutes, maybe 5 to 10 minutes is what I'm thinking. I don't know, LaShawn, put it in the chat how long you think we stood there, right? And then I was just like, you know what? If it's meant for me to get her information, I'm gonna get it. And I believed it in my heart of hearts. I don't have to stress about this. I don't have to beg, run, chase, force an outcome. I don't have to coerce. I don't have to manipulate. I don't have to do any of those things. All I have to do is speak it and believe it. So once I said it, she said about 15 minutes. Okay, so we waited for about 15 minutes. And then I released it. I was like, you know what? If it's meant for me to get her information, I'm going to get her information. Let's go. And when I released it, y'all, do you get that it came to me? Now get this. I didn't know when it was going to come. I didn't know how it was going to come. But I know this. I didn't force it. I wasn't doing a whole lot of work. I didn't go running around the whole convention center trying to find him. I didn't get on my phone and start calling a whole bunch of people to see who knew him and can somebody get in contact. Nope. I released it. As if I spoke it so clear and so confidently, like, you know what? If it's meant for me to get that information, I get it, girl. Let's go to our concerts. Let's go get our seats, right? And that's the same way that I want you to be about the things that you're creating in your life. And I'm telling you, I've been waiting for years to really get and to be able to experience that again. And I'm telling you, I so got it. When I'm telling you there are miracles being produced in my life this week, just from my creation and my mind, like just sitting and saying, okay, this is what I want. This is what I want to experience. I'm not saying like the who. I'm not saying like who with and by what time and all. No, I'm creating. This is what I want to experience. And for some things, maybe by the end of the week. And what I am trusting is that intuitively, I am going to know who those people are when they're in my space. Like, oh, this is the person that I need to talk to this about. Oh, this is the person or the situation where I need to say this or speak this into, right? Like, just so sure that, oh my God, I've spoken it and it's going to happen. I don't know when, I don't know with who, but I'm going to intuitively know when the thing has shown up. Why? Number one, I'm looking for it. Number two, I'm expecting it and I'm believing it to come. So there's no way it's going to come in front of me and I'm not going to be able to recognize it. Because intuitively, my spirit, my mind, my body going to respond to when it shows up. Why? Because I'm looking for it and I'm believing and expecting it to come. So when you speak something, I want you to release it and just know it's coming. And then move on. Put it in the chat. Move on. Meaning, go about your business. Go about your day. Do whatever it is that you would plan on doing. Don't allow it to hold you up or to stop you. Don't let it get in your head. Even when you start thinking about it like heavily, like, oh my God, this still hasn't shown up yet. I want you to go do something else. Like, get out of your head about it. If you believe it with all your shanana, I want you to get that it's coming. Put it in the chat, it's coming. Put it in the chat, it's coming. And when you stand in the place of knowing that whatever it is that you created, that you visualized, and that you spoke into existence, because your word produces your world. Your world creates your world. Your word creates your world. Put it in the chat. Your word creates your world. So you got to get whatever it is that you say at any moment. So I want you to be very mindful of everything that you're saying all the time. You really got to get how powerful you are. You got to get that you create things with what it is that you're saying. So don't just be flippant with your words. Don't say stuff that you really don't want. Don't say stuff that you don't mean. I want you to pay attention to what you're creating, because your words have creative power. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. You are always creating. Put it in the chat. I am always creating. I am always creating. Because see, if you start to really grab hold to that and get how powerful you are, some of the things that you're doing, you'll stop. Some of the things that you say, you'll stop. Oh, I'm so stupid, or I'm so ugly, or I'm so dumb, or that was just so silly. I should have known better than that. Like, you'll stop with all that foolishness right there, because you'll get that while you're saying it, the only thing to show up are situations and instances where, oh, you're so dumb, or oh, that was just so stupid, or oh, I'm so ugly, or whatever it is that you're creating with your words. It's only going to come back because your words create your world. So stop saying things that you don't want to come into the world. Put this in the chat. Your world creates your words. I love it, guys. I'm always creating. Yes, you are always creating. Okay, so quick recap. Wednesdays is always this day that we get real deep into it. I want you to get that you have creative power. Speak your truth, not speak your mind. Speak your truth. The things that you want to happen in your life, the things that you've been praying for, maybe even thinking about, wishing for. I want you to know that it's coming. But in order for it to come, you first got to visualize it. Then you have to speak it. And then you have to release it. Look, always looking forward to serving you. You guys, it's the middle of the week. Go and create something miraculous. And then I want you to slide into my DM. Tell me what you created and tell me when it shows up. Right? So get it, slide into the DM. Tell me what you're creating. Sit in the space. Give yourself some quiet time. What is it that you're creating? What is it? And then I want you to speak it. I want you to speak it to me. Share it with me. And then I want you to release it. Like, let it go into the universe. Expect for it to come, but don't change your mind. Don't waver. Don't pick it back up. Don't allow yourself to worry about it. Speak it. And then look and expect it. Just look around. Just be intuitive. Be locked in to what it is that you created. And I promise you, I know for a fact, it will show up. Always looking forward to serving you. I'll see you guys on Friday. At what time? I'm live at 5. Hey, I'm live at 5. Hey, I'm live.